Hi, I'm Matthew Holcz and I took part in the Media Fast and Media Immersion Challenge for Media and Cultural Studies. Upon hearing about the challenge, at first I was a bit sort of nervous about the whole concept of being in front of a camera and talking to people. And then I thought, the most difficult thing about that is not actually the fact that I have to do this, it was the fact that I had to spend a day without using my phone, my laptop and the TV, reading a newspaper and just try not to take in information, just walking from place to place. So as I was going down to the spa, there was all sorts of posters everywhere, and you sort of have to keep quite disciplined and just don't look at them and don't really take anything in. That was a very difficult thing because you're so used to just walking around and absorbing different bits of information from different sources, and there's lots of colours that distract you and it draws your attention to it and you read it. So that was a big challenge, but you just had to remain sort of vigilant and keep at it. Planning the day was quite difficult because I couldn't really do the normal things that I'd tend to do. So I'd wake up in the morning and I'd check the alarm on my phone, maybe check Facebook and Twitter quickly. And then I'd go and get in the shower, and if I came back in and got changed, I'd probably listen to some music on my laptop and check Facebook again, see if anything had changed in the 15 minutes I was in the shower. And upon doing that, I'd probably go downstairs and I'd eat breakfast by the TV. Technically, I already failed on the morning of the media fast because upon waking up naturally without the alarm clock, I decided to opt out of using an alarm clock because I had sort of a song as my alarm tone, so that technically counts as music. But anyway, upon waking up, I didn't know what time it was, obviously, because there was no alarm. So I checked my phone straight away, just instinctively, and I kicked myself for it. I don't know why I did it, but it didn't really jeopardise too much. But still, it just goes to show that my reliance on media and like digital smartphones it's too great, and I use it for so much. And the first thing in the morning I use it for, it's just become embedded into my routine. And after the shower I decided that I couldn't use my laptop, so I should probably try and put my skills to better use, and I started tidying up my room for the first time in quite a while. I'd let it get to quite a state, but it's technically not my fault. It's the distractions of the television and the laptop just on the desk there, and my phone constantly always there. So whilst I was avoiding those, I managed to get quite a lot done, and it made me sort of feel better about myself. I mean, I wasn't keeping in contact with friends, and in a sense I did feel like I was missing out, but at the same time I was achieving just little things, so it wasn't really a problem. So once I'd tidied up and everything was done, there was nothing else to do in the house, so I thought, I'm going to do what everyone else has done. I'll just go for a walk, see what's what. I took my camera and off I went. I took a couple of shots, and it's amazing how much you notice when you're not looking at your phone. And listening to music, because I could hear the birds just everywhere around me, and I could see them like swooping through the trees. And I think the most amazing thing about putting your smartphone down is the fact that you start to look up, whereas as before you'd constantly be looking down, and you might see like pavement and just streets. But when you've put that phone down, like, you can just look at the treetops, and the nature's gorgeous, and the sun sort of peeks through the leaves, and it's just little things like that you don't notice, but it does go a long way. Looking down at my phone wherever I be walking, and potentially walking into someone else who's doing the exact same thing, and we might exchange a glance, like a glance of an apology, but that's as far as conversation goes, or any sort of social interaction. However, saying that, I would be on my phone on Facebook or Twitter, keeping in contact with people who aren't necessarily at Lancaster University. So I think the major disadvantage of the media detox was the fact that I couldn't really stay in touch with a lot of friends. And although I did make the effort to try and get in contact with everyone beforehand and let them know what I was doing, I couldn't possibly contact every single person. So I did have a lot of people phoning me, including my own mother, who I forgot to let in on what I was doing, and she thought I'd been kidnapped or something strange, so I had to apologise to her about that. The thing I noticed after doing the experiment was just how much I actually consumed the media. In terms of my day-to-day routine, it took up a huge chunk of just of the time, and I'd sit there on my laptop for just 4 to 5 hours in the evening just browsing things like videos on Reddit and YouTube, and keeping in touch with people on Facebook and Twitter and seeing what's going on around the world just from all sorts of news sites. And it really is time consuming, and you lose track of the world, you become detached and sort of disconnected from what's going on just outside the window, and it's a shame, but at the same time it's a completely different world. And I think you need to understand that my generation's grown up with this technology as it's been advancing, and we've never really had an issue with it. We've never had to learn, we've just grew up alongside it and developed as the technology's developed. I think after doing the experiment, I'm going to try now to sort of go outdoors a bit more and just go on walks and just try and appreciate the beauty that's around us here at Lancaster, and at the same time just keep away from my phone and try to stay not zoned out from the world around me, but get involved in that rather than the digital world like in the palm of my hand.